Why should you move to the Philippines? Oh, there's a lot of good reasons. We're going to break it down today into just a few of the basics. Number one, of course, cost of living. If you're young and say an American company sends you over here to work, if you're on American pay, you got it made. If you're older and retired, like many of us, your retirement goes a long way here. Cost of living is really cheap. You check any index online, it's pretty good here. Manila is probably the highest, and it's not bad. You can hire skilled labor, carpenters, electricians, what have you, for about 500 pesos a day. $10 a day. Now that's here in Panay. Manila might be higher, different places, but still cheap. The helpers, the ones that help the carpenters, electricians, what have you, they'll work for about 250 pesos, 300 pesos a day. $5, $6 a day, not an hour. It's really inexpensive. Housing staff, if you want, nanny, cook, maid, driver, whatever. You can get them here much cheaper than probably where you live. I've told my wife we need a full-time masseuse. She was kind of like, I don't know. And I said, and she needs to be 20 and cute. Then she said no. Hey, I had to try. But you can get all your personal services. Because labor is extremely cheap. That's what most of this is. Labor is very cheap here, so things that don't require a lot of materials. So like the lumber costs more than a carpenter. It doesn't seem fair, but it's the way it is. Services like manicure, pedicure, haircuts, massage that take like no real supplies. It's mostly just labor. Super cheap. Mani-pedi, couple bucks. Haircut, $1. It's an hour's massage, $5. It's really cheap. It's really nice. I almost feel bad paying so little, so I do tip pretty well, and they appreciate that. Tips are not expected, but they are appreciated. Medical and dental costs are also extremely cheap here. Good medical and dental can be harder to find, so you want to be near a larger city if medical is a major concern. 3 or 4 years ago, I was in the hospital for 3 days. I had a GP, specialist, MRI, the room, total price on checking out 20,000 pesos, $400. A friend had his gallbladder removed. It was $3,000 US. Total price. That's a pretty cheap. For most of it, you can do out of pocket. You can get insurance if you want it. You can use PhilHealth. But, just the basic cost of them is really cheap. All the cost of living here is really low. I'm not saying you can, live like a king for $500. No. 1,500, 2,000, you're upper middle class. It's not bad. Lists are usually like top 10, top 25, what have you. I don't know, I got 12. I started writing things, I hit 12. So we're going to call this the top 10 and 2 bonus tips. I don't know. YouTube likes lists, right? So there's a list. Foreigner food. A lot of guys, especially when you first get here, are looking for the comfort foods of home. Most of it is fairly readily available if you're near a large city. You will pay import prices on much of it, but it's here if you need it. The longer I live here, the less I need it. When I first got here, I was really looking for, where do I get good cheese, where do I get good beef, some of the stuff you learn to live without, but if you want it, it's here. We have S&R, they've got a lot. Some of those bigger grocery stores, if there's an expat community, have quite a lot. The food is available, but it is a little more expensive. If you can eat like a local, you eat even cheaper. But if you need your foreigner food, they've got it, but you'll need to be near a city, which makes sense. Up in a mountain province, good luck. Restaurant food. Restaurants here are very inexpensive. The food's usually pretty good. They've got all your regular fast food, and actually a lot of American fast food is here too. It's kind of, KFC is extremely popular. Pizza Hut, it's here. But just all your local restaurants. There's a lot of different restaurants here, a lot of really good food, and it's all pretty cheap. So if you like to eat out, you can eat out a whole lot here. Doesn't cost you a whole lot of money. When you're eating out, restaurants never rush you. Now, I will be making a video later of reasons not to move here, and that same sentence is going to be on both. Restaurants never rush you. They're very laid back. If you're in a rush to get somewhere, don't stop and eat on the way there, because you're going to be late. You can camp at a table all day. They won't say anything. They don't care. It's real laid back. Me and some friends will go out and hang out and just sit and, talk. And we'll be talking all day, practicing our English. If they start getting really busy, we'll usually move to another place, another restaurant, somewhere else. If they don't get real busy, they don't care. I've never had them give me dirty looks. Even if they get busy, I think you could stay. I just would rather go somewhere that's not as busy. I don't want to take their tables if I'm not buying, mass loads of food. I will be making another video on reasons not to move here. Spoiler alert, it's a shorter list, and most of the stuff isn't really that important. But I want to go ahead and include both. I've been here almost 9 years. I'm loving it. There's all kinds of reasons to come here. There are some things to think about, but most aren't that bad. Jump on in. The water's great. The people here are very friendly, very hospitable. It's almost amazing. Just you walk down the streets, everyone's saying hi, they're friendly, they invite you in for drinks or coffee, and they mean it. It's not like, hey, how are you? In the U.S., which is just a way of saying hi, don't talk to me. Here, they actually want to talk to you. They're very friendly. When you go to somebody's house, they're always feeding you, giving you something to drink. It's like they're really hospitable. It's really nice. There's a lot of generalizations in this, I'm sure. But generally, they're very happy people. It's very family oriented. They take care of each other. And it's really, really nice to come here and just, everybody's cool. For the most part. Filipinos overall seem to like foreigners. When I go places, people want to stop and talk. They chat. They seem happy that you spend the time to talk to them. They actually seem interested. They want to, they want to visit. They want to hang out. They offer me a drink. They just want to talk. If I sit down and have a drink with them, when they're thanking me afterwards, they seem genuinely happy that I took the time to sit down and talk with them and share a drink with them. It's really very friendly, very cool, awesome people. Some of the friendliest people I've ever met. Island living tends to be laid back. I used to live in Hawaii for a while. It's awesome, very laid back. Bumper stickers on the cars would be, slow down, you're not on the mainland. It's kind of like that here. Yes, you have bills and work and school and what have you. But when you're off, when you're at home, families together, hanging out, having a good time. It's real fun, real laid back. Don't be in a hurry. When you get here and you're in any office or store or a restaurant, don't be in a hurry because they are laid back. So that can kind of go good or bad. Mostly it's good. Everything I'm going to talk about on this list is in probably other videos or the blog. I'm just putting it all together in one nice package for you. Speaking of the blog and one nice package, this video is sort of brought to you by my book. Yes, Expat 101. This is a collection of information that's already on the videos and the blog, put together in an ebook. Don't have to buy it. I don't push it that much. But if you're interested in moving here or thinking about it, it's got some good information, and it's only $7. The link is down below. Back to your regularly scheduled video. I sponsor my own. What can I say? Part of the friendly, hospitable, family-oriented, laid-back lifestyle, Filipinos love to party. There's always a reason for a fiesta. Anybody shows up, you go somewhere, any holiday, man, they're putting out the bihon, the spaghetti, the cake. When I first got here, I know they don't have ovens, so there's bakeries for bread and different cookies and such. But there's so many bakeries that specialize with cakes. And I'm like, what's with all the cake? How many people, how many bakeries do you need? How often do they buy cake? They buy it all the time. Because every day is a holiday, every meal is a feast. It does not take much to get a party going here. And at the party, there's going to be some liquor, there's going to be some cake, there's going to be all the food. They like to hang out and party. And I'm okay with that. It's a lot of fun. Something that you would think would be the number one on the list. Somehow it's almost at the bottom. The Filipino girls are beautiful. Now, you're thinking, why wasn't that higher on the list? Because obviously I'm more into the food and drinks than the partying. I'm old and comfortable. But the girls here, they're beautiful, they're friendly. As I said, Filipinos like foreigners. If you're a halfway nice guy, dating here is not really a problem. Most of the guys I know are older, married, and settled down. But that's the area that I'm in. Up in Angeles, it's a whole different neighborhood. Whole different group of girls as well. But even here, I've known some single guys that show up and they've never had a hard time finding a girlfriend. They like foreigners. They're beautiful. Since they're family oriented, they're real into take care of each other. So it's really nice. And that's a major draw. It's farther down on the list because, as you can see, I'm a eating and drinking kind of guy more than a chasing the girls. To be young again. One of the great things about being so many smaller islands is there are mountains and beaches everywhere. You're never too far from a mountain and a beach. I mean, they're very nearby. Our beaches here in the city are not great, but that's true most cities of the world. You got to get out of town to get to a decent beach. That's normal. But we're only an hour away from the mountains. We're an hour away from amazing beaches. I can get to closer beaches less than an hour. So the activities, if you're into hiking, kayaking, whatever, diving, it's all here. The activities here, you can go out almost any time and have a great time. There's so much to do here and it's beautiful. Most of the houses are built along the shore because there's a lot of fishing. You got the rice fields, there's a lot of farming. You get up in the mountains real quick, you can be way off by yourself. It's great. There are scattered, barangays through the mountains. But if you like getting up and wandering, it's awesome. The beaches, everywhere. Some of them are really nice. Another great point with the beaches and mountains and all the activities you want to do, the weather. The weather here, it's always hot. It is always humid, but you kind of get used to it. It's sticky. You sweat and it doesn't evaporate because the humidity here is very high. But after a while you get used to it, and if you got a nice breeze, it's not that bad. So really two major seasons here. It's hot and dry, hot and wet. There are some variations. A couple months are windier than others, but for the most part, that's it. But even in the rainy season, it doesn't usually rain every day or all day. So even then, you've got time to go out and do some fun stuff. Dry part of the year, every day, anywhere you want to go, all the great activities. So the weather here is really nice. You're not going to get snowed in. The rainy season can have some flooding, depending on where you are. But generally, the weather here is really nice. That's one of the reasons it's tropical. I mean, come on, it's good. It's not quite Hawaii weather, but we are 10 degrees off the equator here, so it's a little different. Another big point is safety and security. Friendly, happy people, family-oriented, all of that. The crime here is really not that bad. You'll hear horror stories online, people talking about stuff, but nothing compared to like where I come from, even in Texas. There are some burglaries, there are some muggings, there's gonna be some of that anywhere you go. But overall, the lack of violent crime here is great. Most of the crime is, say, a crime of convenience. You do something silly, you leave your tablet on a table. Well, honestly, it'll probably still be there when you get back. But maybe not. So the crime of convenience. Don't do something stupid. Basic situational awareness, and it'll get you by. You get some scammers in the touristy areas, which you'll get anywhere in the world. Not a problem. You learn to avoid that. But the club you over the head, steal your money kind of stuff, it's not that common here. It's really not bad. The crime here is really not what you'd expect. Very Catholic place. I don't know if, well, the mafia is Catholic. We'll cut that part out. That doesn't matter. You do have to watch out for things that you would do anywhere. Pickpockets, things of that nature, especially in touristy areas. But you know, it's really safe here. I've seen people drop money. 3 people chase after them to say, hey, we got your money. Here is it. You know, they're not in the U.S. People step on it and go, and then they pick it up and put it in their pocket. The honesty level here is, it's shocking. It really is. Also, Manila is a great travel hub for anywhere you want to go, well, in the world, but particularly for us, anywhere around Asia. No matter where you live in the country, you're probably not more than an hour's flight from Manila. And from Manila, you can get anywhere. Hong Kong, Vietnam, Korea, I mean, just everything. Malaysia is really nice. Everything's right around here. It's not very far. Flights are pretty cheap. It's a really good travel hub if you want to live here and travel around other places. This is a good home base.